All right, welcome back. Welcome back to part two of answering what is the sum of two values in scientific notation. No calculator allowed to answer this particular question. So when we left off in that first part video, went over a test-taking strategy to eliminate one of the options, A, B, C, or D. And then we went over the rule of scientific notation of the value. Initial value has to be between 1.0 and 9.9. We eliminated option B, and then went over some definitions in terms like terms versus non-like terms, and gave some example. So again, in order to add scientific notation values, you must have the same exponential values for the times 10 power. So the powers have to be the same with the times 10 value in order to add the numbers in front of the times 10, right? So that's like terms, right? We talked about a little bit about like terms versus unlike terms. And so I'd like to get into that a little more with you. So here you see the two scientific notation values that were given in the original problem, 1.3 times 10 to the 7th power plus 2.3 times 10 to the 6th power. They say that 10 times fast, right? So in order to add the 1.3 plus the 2.3, these values, exponential powers I'm highlighting, have to be the same. So I could move this decimal for this first term to the right one, which would decrease my exponential value from 7 to 6. Or I could move the decimal here to the left one, which would increase my exponential power from 6 to a 7, and then they both would be the same. So I'm telling you that because we have to manipulate these values in order to get the same exponential powers. I created a very, very, very good series to explain how to convert scientific notation into standard form and how to convert standard form into scientific notation. And it goes over those rules, okay? Watch my videos on scientific notation. Watch my videos on answering some scientific notation type of problems. It will help you dramatically in understanding, especially when it comes to adding and subtracting scientific notation. So we're going to do one of those two conversions, and I'm going to explain to you the rules just to answer this problem. If you need more information, please watch my videos like I mentioned. And at the conclusion of the last part video, part 3 or possibly part 4, I'll give you some internet search terms that you can enter in to practice a lot of these skills to get you better and better and better and better as long as you practice, right? As long as you practice. So since the exponents are not the same, we need to convert, like I mentioned a second ago. So this would be the rule for scientific notation. I'd like to show you what we're doing here. So if you want to change scientific notation, which this problem is in, into standard form, if you move the decimal to the right once, you can subtract from the exponent. Okay? If you move the decimal to the left, oh, let me get this over here. I don't want to cut that off now. If you move the decimal to the left one place, then you add 1 to the exponent value. Okay? Let me give you some examples of that now. Again, if I'm going too fast, please stop, pause, rewind, and watch the video again. So here we go. I would like to show you that example. That was not a very smooth transition. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. All right. So hey, let's go ahead and do that. Let's convert. So the easiest conversion would be is to move this decimal to the left one time, add a value to 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So both of these values would then be the same. Then we could add those values in front of the times 10 with the exponents. So again, I'm going to take 2.3 times 10 to the 6 and move the decimal to the left one time. Then I will add 1 to the exponential value that you see above, okay? And I will show that to you here. And this is what I'm going to do. Move that decimal place one time to the left. Now I have 0.23 times 10. Remember, when you move it one time to the left, you add that add 1 to the exponent. So 6 plus 1 is 7. Now I have 0.23 times 10 to the 7th power. Again, I move that decimal one time to the left. I can add an exponent. 6 plus 1 is 7. Now both of the terms we started with, you can see up here, 1.3 times 10 to the 7th power plus 0.23 times 10 to the 7th power. They both have 10 to the 7th power. Now I can add those values in front, 0.23 plus 1.3, in order to find the correct answer that we're looking for, okay? So I don't like to speed through things. I'm probably going to finish this part 2 video and then have a third part for this particular test question. So again, now that the exponents are both to the 7th power, now you can add them as if they were like terms. I'll show you what that kind of looks like here before I move on to the next part 3 of this video. We have 1.3 times 10 to the 7th power plus 0.23 times 10 to the 7th power. Now I can add both of these, but remember, the very beginning of this test question, it said clearly not allowed a calculator. So you're not allowed to use a calculator. So we're going to have to manually add 1.3 or 1 3/10 plus 23 hundredths or 0.23. I'm going to show you how to do that in the next video if you don't know already. I'm going to show you the final answer. And I'm also going to show you the language you can use to practice all of these skills we talked about by doing an internet search for some worksheets with answers. Thank you for joining me. Math is easy. Take it step by step. Hey, if I've helped you, please help me to continue to come to others. And please like, follow, and share these videos. I got a goal. I'd like to reach 20,000 followers and at least 100,000 views. Thank you for joining me.